Everyone, this is Marshee coming to you with another LiquidSheth replay today. I have a very exciting matchup in this ZvT matchup on Antigua Shipyard. We do have, as spawning as the blue Zerg player, LiquidSheth in the bottom left position, and in the bottom right, none other than Evil Genius's EGThorzain spawning as the red Terran player in the bottom right, more of the 5 o'clock position, while Sheth is more in the 7 o'clock or 8 or 7:30 position as well. Anyways, let's get this production tab up and running and see what we're going to have today. They are fairly close spawns, and this third is going to be absolute hell for LiquidSheth to take, because drops from the main to right there, that is such a super short distance. And we will probably get it's just going to be very hard for LiquidSheth to take his third right now. Meanwhile, EGThorzain can have this nice little, you can siege up right here with tanks, and just create a very defensive stronghold, and it's going to be really tough for Sheth to break this. But we do have Sheth droning at the 15, sending his drone out. It is going to be a 15 hatch. Pretty much the most standard thing in Starcraft 2 is to go 15 hatch against your Terran player. But we are going to have EGThorzain opting not to wall off, just to do some crazy SimCity. He is going to go with Refinery first, and we are going to have barracks here. So we are going to have some tech play. Both players being very chatty. Just talking about StarCraft 2 pro life and whatnot. Sheth did get the most unfortunate scout. He hits in his Overlord in the wrong position, but this Overlord is going to scout that gas is in fact working. So we might see some Reactor Hellion play coming out. We might see some Reaper play from EGThorzain. But we have the spawning pool going down for LiquidSheth as well. Easy peasy, says both players. And everyone's so happy and just playing StarCraft. We do have the factory coming down, and we do have the barracks smooth in position. Might see, once we hit 50 gas, might see the reactor going down for the barracks here. And then there it is. There's the reactor going down. So we are going to see Reactor Hellion play coming out from EGThorzain. But meanwhile, Sheth, he does see the gas, so he can either expect. He does not. He only sees one gas, and so he can either expect Hellion play or Reaper opening. But we do have Sheth just droning right along here. He does have 2 queens in production, and he is throwing down the defensive spine crawler because he does see the gas. Doesn't want to be caught off guard with God bless it, with son of a bitch. Reapers, God, Reapers. Okay, so no Reapers coming out, but we do have a pair of Hellions coming out for EGThorzain, but this spine crawler will be up in time, and he will be pretty safe. He is going to use these Hellions to scout out his Zerg opponent, because he has no idea where anything is at. Nope. EGThorzain has not scouted anything outside his main base. But we do have the command center going down for EGThorzain, and these Hellions are going to scout. EGThorzain actually get an unfortunate scout as well, and these Hellions will make their way towards the Zerg base here. Just a couple links on the map. No gas just yet for LiquidSheth, and of course, as soon as I say that, he does take 2 gases, one at his natural and his main. But we do have Lane getting roasty toasty with the Hellions. We have more links along the way, checking to see if there's any Hellions being hid. But he does spot 4 Hellions on the map so far, and these Hellions are going to get roasted again. But with this spine crawler here and queen, unless he wants to straight up sacrifice these Hellions and just run in here and try to roast as many drones as he can, but he is just doing a little poking and prodding. He is going to kill 1 creep tumor. It's not all 4 lost. Still producing Hellions though, and we that's going to be it for Hellion production. He is going to switch off to and start Siege Tech right away. And meanwhile, just keeping the Zerg contained. He's not going to be able to move and take his third. And Thorzane is going to establish his natural as for himself. But we do have a Roach Warren going down. Possibly he does see a lot of Hellions. He doesn't know if Thorzane is going to be mass producing Hellions and just coming in there and just roasting every drone imaginable. So he is throwing the Roach Warren just for a safety precaution. Does have one. He does have one evolution chamber on the way. 2 evolution chambers actually, helping to start making some chokes, making it hard for the Hellions to actually penetrate into the Zerg base. And Thorzane just doing a very good job keeping the Zerg on 2 bases. Chef is producing a lot of drones, a little oversaturation here, and a lot oversaturation here as well. But the name of the game is drones if you're a Zerg player. But meanwhile, we do have Siege Tech completed, and so the defensive hold for Thorzane is just going to be pretty good. Thorzane actually not losing any Hellions. He does have a few. He does have a few drone, not drone kills, bling kills under his belt. And now we finally have 20 lings in production. These are speed lings, and with these Hellions the way they are, if Thorzane is not careful, he can actually just get a very quick surround. And the Spine Crawler is being moved, so he is going to take the opportunity and kill a creep tamer, but the Queen is just going to relay it down instantly. And now Chef can finally take his third. Once this pops, there will be a massive drone transfer, but we do have a Zergling counter attack going to over here. That is fine, but we actually have Thorzane taking his third as well. But these lings are on the map, and Thorzane definitely did not see those lings stream by. He is going to take the watchtower, and he's just going to move these lings right around the vision of the watchtower. So even if Thorzane did see it, he would not have seen them. And with these just a few tanks, +1 is finished right now. Oh my gosh, not a very good engagement. +1 armor finished just in time as the tanks took so many free shots off. And that was just a lot of resources wasted by Chef. But Thorzane coming in a very, very comfortable lead here. The Infestation Pit going down for LiquidSheth. He does pretty much have this, he will have this third pretty much saturated by the time this hatchery does pop. But Chef's waiting just a little bit too long. If he had just gotten that +1, he could have maybe killed a tank or 2. But instead, he was a little indecisive and walked away with just lost resources. We do have vehicle weapons +1 combat shield and 2/2 on the way for EGThorzain, and he's actually ahead of upgrades. Thorzane, he does have like a 10-second window, which isn't going to do much. We do have these Zerglings working out on here, and we do have a nice push coming from. Oh, and this Queen is going to get sniped, but we are Thorzane just happy enough to kill a bunch of creep tumors and receive the creep from Chef, putting Chef completely in the dark here, so he can actually move up at his own free will. We do have a ling counterattack. Oh, and we are these lings, a little indecisive, but with no banelings or any sort of I guess I want to say crowd control, but that's not the word I'm looking for. I'm looking for area of effect damage. These Marines are just going to murder those lings, even if the tanks are not even sieged up. We do have a bunch of links. We do have Spire Tech, and we do have Hive coming out for LiquidSheth. So Chef is going to transition into Broodlords. We do have Pathogen Glands completed, but we have no sort of infestors on the way. We do have, anyways, attempted run by here, but there's just so many units for Thorzane in such a very dominating position that these lings are just getting roasted up. Chef is doing a very good job trying to deny any sort of vision whatsoever. But we do have drops for Sheth completed, but Thorzain just has a massive. Oh, and we do have the Lings coming up, but this is just a very devastating push coming from Thorzain. This is a very scary push. +2 is almost finished for Thorzain, and now +2 is finished, and these Marines are just going to be very, very, very powerful. We do have +1 for the tanks, which is all that really is needed. We do have a drop coming out from Thorzain, trying to get two-pronged attacks, but oh my gosh, meanwhile, a massive Ling drop in the main. This is absolutely crippling right now for Thorzain, and Thorzain is going to be not going back home, instead forcing the push. We do have more Lings being swung around the map here, but we do have a bunch of Infestors just kind of dying. No Broodlords coming out just yet. The Greater Spire is just now on the way, and these Infestors are going to try to keep EGThorzain's army at bay, but we do have just a massive counterattack here. These tanks are not sieged up. The supply depots are going up. The third is not going to get entered, but this is just a massive hole for the Lings to come into, and there they go. They're going to eat up these enforcements, kill these supply depots. But right now we do have a small force for Sheth here, and but I don't think it's going to be enough. A few depots do go down, not supply blocking them at all. But we do have the slow siege forward by EGThorzain. This is very, and we do have the Zerglings coming back around. Possibly, oh, these tanks are very exposed here. We do these Marines up here going to get gobbled right on up. We do have +3 on the way. We do have Corruptor's Greater Spire just about to finish, and Thorzain, LiquidSheth just got to hold on just for just a little bit longer. We do have Marines coming in, killing so many drones in the third. He could just he just had the bird infestors. Is he gonna pop them up, fungal these Marines to death? But we do have another massive drop coming down for Thorzain. So many Marines are coming out, and right now this infestor energy could have been better spent with fungals there. But we do have LiquidSheth pulled back. We do have Lings right here going to deny any sort of reinforcements, and these tanks are just getting their pot shots off on these Lings. But we do have the third wiped up from Sheth. But we do have these other bases here. But Sheth is in no position to start a drone transfer anytime soon. We do have the Broodlords finally being morphed in. We do have more Infestors and more Corruptors on the way. Right now, just these tanks and a few Marines keeping these tanks alive or without any support. But we do have a bunch of Broodlords, and they are going to get very good shots off. But these we do have Lings, but these Lings are not going to be able to kill these Marines, and this base is going to die. But we do have Broodlords on the way, and the Broodlord strikes does happen. And now with the no surface area, oh, and Sheth does get a pretty good surround. Not enough though, and then we have a very sick fungal, and that is going to kill all the rest of these Marines. And these medevacs are just going to die as well. The tanks are forced to go back home. So right now the main is mined out, essentially mined out. The third, this natural, is almost mined out as well, and the third is looking pretty low on the mineral field. But Sheth is only down on one mining base, and there's not that many minerals there as well. But this we are going to have the third being retook by Sheth, and Thorzain does have a 36 supply lead here. But the army value for Sheth, I believe, is a little actually I can't tell. I don't know what the spending. We do have the army tab in actually Thorzain's favor, so it shows you what I know. And we do have vehicle weapons +2. No Vikings out just yet for Thorzain. We have just a scouting overlord to see what's going on, see if there's any tech switches. Sheth does pull this command center over here to the force, but it is very, very exposed. But Sheth has no earthly idea where it's at. Meanwhile, we do have this maxed out army from Thorzain coming out, and this is looking pretty scary. A bunch of tanks and Thors to take care of the Broodlords, and these Corruptors are not going to be able to do a thing except snipe a few medevacs. There is one Viking out on the field. And this, we do have a nice fungal on this drop here. wiping it up, and this medevac is going to die as well. We do have a massive drone transfer coming back into the third, but this is putting EGThorzain. Oh my gosh, EGThorzain has actually got the blockade of the century here. These tanks are not sieged just yet, but these tanks are moving into position, and now they are throwing down the infested Terrans. The Marines are getting fungled to death, and the Lings are going in for support. The Corruptors actually going to kill off these medevacs, but there is no more Corruptors now. Just a few Broodlings, Broodlords, but these Thors are going to wipe up the Broodlord count, and right now +3/3 is coming out for LiquidSheth. We do have a Thor drop in the natural, or in the third for EGThorzain, but EGThorzain is going to take this opportunity with the Broodlords out of position just to get a better commanding position, and now these infestors are trapped in here unless they burrow and get away. But we do have infested Terrans killing these Marines, and GG from LiquidSheth. The third was just about to go down for Sheth, and Sheth was on one mineral patch with 345 minerals remaining. So Sheth does fall to EGThorzain, and that was the second Zerg versus Terran matchup in the LiquidSheth replay pack. If you like what you saw here today, if you like my casting, you can just go ahead and support me with the methods down below. And I appreciate you guys